Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, swimmers. Welcome back to swimming here with the Midland District. Welcome to the Midland District Sprint Celebration, which is a celebration of us all being back in the pool together within the district. Before we start today, I want to welcome everybody, including parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters that are watching on the live stream. So we're live streaming this on the internet, so your parents, wherever they are, whether in a coffee shop or whether they're back at home, they'll be able to watch your swimming today. So there's a few rules I just want to go through before we start the meet, just to make sure we keep a healthy environment that we're working in. So for heats, there is a max of 4 heats to be within the marshalling area at any time. Please ensure that when you're leaving the balcony seating area and heading to marshalling, or if you're heading to the changing village, please make sure you have the appropriate footwear on and take time and hold the handrails when you're walking down the stairs. When you finish your race, if you exit the side that's nearest to your lane and then walk back to your appropriate side. We'll be going live with the racing for 9:30, so once the officials have had their briefing, we'll start to set up the marshalling area, so the first heats will be able to head down. So if the coaches and team managers, just watch out for that when the officials have finished their briefing. If you could also ensure that you wear your masks at all times, and don't forget to take your plastic bag with you when you head down to your heat, to remember to put all your footwear, your top, etc. in that bag. And most importantly, when you exit the pool, don't forget to pick up your bag also. So obviously today is a celebration of us coming back together to swim. So I think we should really start. There's no excuse not today for cheering on your teammates. So we're just going to shout out get a shout out for the various teams where they are sat today. So where's Forfar Falcons? Can I hear anything from Forfar Falcons? They're along from me here. Murray Fife. Murray Fife being very quiet down the front. Arbroath St Thomas. That's better. They're awake at that side. Carnoustie Claymores. Perth City. Dundee City Aquatics. Kinross Otters. Blair Gowrie. Men's Hill. And Montrose Seals. Fantastic. Let's hope that cheering increases as we go forward with the first event, which will start in a couple of minutes' time. Okay, as we start with event 101, which is the boys 10 to 13-year-olds 50 metres backstroke. In lane 2 we have Harry McNaughton. In lane 3, Fergus Manwaring. In lane 4, Thomas Robertson. In lane 5, Harvey Swan. So first to the turn is Thomas Robertson in lane 4. He's got a slight lead over here over everybody else. But Fergus is coming back in lane 3 as well. So there's a strong finish there by Thomas in lane 4 on 43.22. And in second is Fergus. And finishing in third is Harry McNaughton. We now move on to heat number 2. So as the swimmers exit this in event 101, we've got 9 heats. So we now move on to the heat number 2. Of which we've got 6 swimmers. Okay, off we go with heat 2 of the boys 10 to 13 metres backstroke. In lane 1 we've got Jamie Watson. In lane 2 Luke Hilton Christie. In lane 3 Fraser Dow. In lane 4 Connicky Adam. In lane 5 Ben Hilton Christie. And lane 6 Cale McDowell. And it's a fairly even out of the first turn. Just ahead in lane 3 is Fraser Dow. We're slowly catching just behind him in lane 5. It's coming through. It looks like the 2 Perth swimmers here in 1 and 2. So Fraser takes that one in 43.40, which is an improvement on his PB that he entered time of 48.78. Okay, we now move on to heat number 3, and we have 6 swimmers in this heat number 3. Okay, we're off of heat number 3. In lane 1 is Luca Davison. In lane 2 is Harry Leonard. In lane 3 is Angus Ewan. In lane 4 is Jake Anderson. In lane 5 is Robbie Murphy. And lane 6 is Nixon Thompson. We have a range of age groups in here, from Luca in lane 1, who's 10, right the way up to our middle 2 swimmers in lane 3 and 4, Angus and Jake, who are 13. So it's fairly close out the first turn. This looks like lanes 3 and 4, but 4 is now starting to power ahead in terms of Jake from Carnoustie. And then it's a very tight for second and third place in this heat. So it looks like Jake's going to take this in lane 4, closely followed by Angus in lane 3. Okay, away we go with heat number 4. We've 5 swimmers in this race. In lane 1 we've got Taylor Adam. In lane 2 we've got Stuart Thompson. In lane 3 we've got Puck. In lane 4 we've got Cameron Duncan. In lane 6 we've got Harry Martin. And it's a fairly tight heat this across the first 4 lanes. But it looks like lane 3 is now just starting to get a lead. So it looks like Puck's going to be ahead on this one. The 2 Perth swimmers coming in neck and neck. Okay, we'll now move on to heat number 5. We'll start to get more of the older age groups in here. So in 1 is Ewan Webster, lane 2 is Glenn Downey, lane 3 is Callum McKenzie, lane 4 is Matthew Paul-Kelsey, lane 5 is Ross Allen, and lane 6 is Robbie Phillips. It looks like Callum McKenzie in lane 3, storming ahead on this one. Closely followed in lane 1 by Ewan Webster. So Callum takes that in 36.27, a massive PB there from his entry time of 45.16. Fantastic swim. Okay, we move on to heat number 6 of 8. In lane 1 is Joel van Berk. In lane 2 is Finlay Bruce. In lane 3 is Gavin Aitchison. In lane 4 is William Primrose. Lane 5 is Johnny Martin. And lane 6 is Harry Riddler. And this, like the previous heat, with the older swimmers now starting to take in, is very tight. But it looks like lane 5 and Johnny Martin had a good turn there. But lanes 2 and 3 coming back strong as well. This is going to be a very tight finish. As lane 5 takes the win there. Now move on to heat number 7, and we have 6 swimmers in this. Okay, off we go with heat number 7. In lane 1, Callum McDonald. In lane 2, Theo Preta. In lane 3, Kleb Simpson. In lane 4, Lyndon Faherty. In lane 5, Cameron Miller. And lane 6, Matthew Kenny. Again, this is fairly tight across the pool as they take the turn. There's like 2 swimmers racing neck and neck here between 2 club mates. Lane 4 takes that. So Lyndon takes that. And time of 36.65. We now move on to heat number 8, which is the final heat of the boys 10 to 13, 50 metres backstroke. Okay, so the final heat, heat 8 of the boys 10 to 13-year-olds backstroke. In lane 1, Ross Hutchinson. In lane 2, Jensen Norris. In lane 3, Ewan Weir. Lane 4, Corey Phillip. Lane 5, Thomas Pritchard. And lane 6, Alex McGregor. So all 13-year-olds in this heat. And it looks like it's really tight down the middle. This could be anybody's race. But it looks like lane 4 is now starting to break away in Corey Phillip, but closely coming back with his teammate from Dundee. So lane 3 takes that, and so that's the first 8 heats out of, completed today for the boys 10 to 13 backstroke. It's now the girls' time to go in the water, so we now welcome the girls 10 to 13 age group, and we've got 10 heats. So we now move on to event 102, which is the girls 10 to 13-year-olds, 50 metres breaststroke. In lane 1, we've got Erin Cardano. In lane 2, Cara McMahon. In lane 3, Isla Webber. In lane 4, Lily Watkins. Lane 5, Isa Hannah. And lane 6, Jermaine Higgins. And this looks a fairly even race as they come up to the first to the turn. Just ahead was lane 3 by the look of it, but it's who comes out the turn first. So it looks like lane 2. It's got a race on here with lane 3. And then for third place, it's fairly tight as well. So it's all going to be on the touch on the finish. And lane 2 takes that, Cara takes that with lane 3 second. Some cracking PBs in there as well. So we might move on to heat number 2, and we have 6 swimmers. So we're away with heat number 2. In lane 1 is Morven Tasker. In lane 2 is Amy Shaw. In lane 3 is Grace Renfrew. In lane 4 is Christina Sloan. In lane 5 is Daisy Lumen. And lane 6 is Holly Hale. It's now coming up to the final 5 metres. It's neck and neck between lane 5 and 6. Looks like lane 6 is going to get this on the touch, followed by lane 5. Now we move on to heat number 3, and we have 6 swimmers. Okay, off we go with heat number 3. In lane 1 is Eva Rennie. Lane 2 is Sophia Klowski. Lane 3 is Libby Wallace. In lane 4 is Valerie McNeil. In lane 5 is Lily Divers. And lane 6 is Emily Story. As we go here, it looks like lane 4 is just slightly ahead as we come up to the turn. Closest followed by 3 and 2. It looks like lane 4 is out of this, but we can see lane 3 is making a comeback here. So lane 4 takes that, and Mary McNeil, closely followed in lane 3 by Erin Wiggum. Away we go, heat number 4. In lane 1, Lara Cowlin. In lane 2, Lola Collin. In lane 3, Nikki Short. In lane 4, Erin Wiggum. In lane 5, Sadie Faulkner. And lane 6, Sarah Gladstone. So there's the middle 3 lanes that are neck and neck here out of the first, up to the first turn. That's an out turn. Looks like in lane 4 is now starting to make a little bit of a headway here in terms of Erin in lane 4. Closely followed by the St Thomas swimmer. So it's all going to be on the last 5 metres finish. Start to come through, and Erin takes that in a time of 46.32. So for those of you wanting to watch your parents to watch, we've had a bit of a technical issue with the live stream. It's now available via the Midlands District Facebook page. So if you're in text conversation with your parents to watch it, or your grandparents, just let them know it's on the Midland District's Facebook page. So we might move on to heat number 5. Okay, we're away with heat number 5. In lane 1, we've got Isla Fodenham. In lane 2, Shona Davis. In lane 3, Molly Brown. In lane 4, Jessica Sloan. In lane 5, Jessica Banks. And lane 6, Molly Rose McTaggart. So heat 5, it's very neck and neck as they're coming up to the turn. It looks like first out the turn there was lane 5. So Jessica Banks leading. But it's a fairly even. Oh, and we now got a breakout in lane 2. Shona Davis. And Jessica Banks just slightly ahead there is Shona Davis, who's going to take this in lane 2. In a time of 45.35. Which is a fantastic PB against their entry time of 52.09. Well done, Shona. So we now move on to heat number 6. We have 6 swimmers in this event. Four swimmers that are 12 and 2 swimmers that are 13. And for those that are joining us now on the Facebook feed, welcome. Okay, off we go. Heat number 7 are the 10 to 13-year-old girls 50 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 is Natalie McGregor. In lane 2, Amel McLeod. Lane 3, Eva Cowling. In lane 4, Isla Kidd. In lane 3, Asa Shepherd. And lane 6, Grace McKay. As they're coming up to the turn, it's pretty neck across the middle 3 lanes. Now heading down to the halfway mark on the last length. Lane 3, Eva Cowlin's ahead here, but slowly on the outside. In lane 1 is Natalie McGregor, not far behind. So lane 3. So we now move on to heat number 7. Okay, in heat number 7, kind of follows the names I announced on heat number 6, so apologies for that. So in lane 1 is Natalie McGregor, in lane 2 is Amel McLeod, in lane 3 is Eva Cowling, in lane 4 is Isla Kidd, in lane 5 is Elsa Shepherd, and lane 6 is Grace McKay. And it's lane 4 that's just ahead after the turn. So Isla Kidd is here, but coming fast in lanes 2 and in lane 2 is Amel McLeod. So this could be on. Looks like Isla's taken this, closely followed by Amel and Eva into 3rd place. So we might move on to heat number 8. Okay, off we go with heat number 8. In lane 1 is Valerie Kemp. In lane 2 is Erin Livy. In lane 3 is Juliet Kidd. In lane 4 is Lottie Fleck. In lane 5 is Riley McIntosh. In lane 6, Katie Smart. So as they come up to the first turn, it's following the pattern of the familiar previous heats. So it looks like lane 3 has got a slight lead here. So it looks like Juliet is slightly ahead. But it could be anything for 2nd place across lanes 4, 5, 6. So Juliet took that in lane 3 and 41.82. So heat 9 of 10. 6 swimmers. Lane 1, Manon Chummery. Lane 2, Julia Walker. Lane 3, Sophia Falone. Lane 4, Sophie Clark. Lane 5, Kinsella Mann. And lane 6, Ella Thompson. So away from the first turn, it looks like lane 5 is ahead here as they come up to the last 15 to 20 metres. Lane 5 looks just got it, but coming through pretty fast is lane 3 as well. And on the outside it's lane 6, and outside Smoker takes it in lane 6. So Ella Thompson takes that in 39.35. So we might move on to heat 10, which is the final heat of the girls 10 to 13 50 metres breaststroke. Okay, away we go with the final heat of the girls 10 to 13 50 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 is Sarah Kidd. In lane 2 is Isla Gilmeri. Lane 3 is Olivia Dargy. Lane 4 is Phoebe Sampson. Lane 5 is Abigail Thompson. And lane 6 is Isla Petrie. So it looks like we've got a race between lanes 4, 5 and across on the far side in lane 2. Looks like we've got a DCA shootout going on here. Lane 2 coming down super fast in the last 15 metres. And lane 2 takes that heat. Okay, so we now move over to the boys. 14 and over, 50 metres backstroke. So that's why the officials get all the backstroke ledgers in. We've got 5 heats. A range of age groups in here from 18 down to 14. We start the first heat with 5 swimmers. Okay, away we go with heat number 1, event 103, the boys 14 over 50 metres backstroke. In lane 1 is Jack Devoney, lane 2 is Matthew Nichol, and lane 3 is Adam Phillips, in lane 4 is Hayden Sterling, and in lane 5 is Judd. So it looks like we've got away in lane 3 in Adam Phillips. He's got a good lead over here over everyone as he comes onto the final flags. And lane 3 takes that in a time of 31.57. We now move on to heat number 2, and we've got 6 swimmers. Okay, away we go with heat number 2. In lane 1, Duncan Crichton. In lane 2, Hayden McKenzie. In lane 3, it's Callum Brown. In lane 4, Tom Kelly. In lane 5, Finlay Watson. In lane 6 is Finn Bannerman. Looks like lane 4, in terms of Tom Kelly from Beargowrie, is ahead here as we come into the underneath the flags. Very tight in for third behind that. So lane 4 in terms of Tom Kelly takes that at a time of 32.58. We now move on to heat number 3, and we've got 5 swimmers in this heat. So, heat number 3, lane 2, Andrew Ventnor. Lane 3, Rory Webster. Lane 4, Struan Bennett. Lane 5, Cameron Mitchell. And lane 6, Kane Buchanan. So, fairly tight down the first 25. Lanes 3 and 4, first of the turn. Very tight between lanes 3 and 4. Between Rory and Struan as they come up to the finish. And Struan Bennett took that for Kinross. So we move into heat number 4. We start moving through the faster heats now with the older boys. Away we go with heat number 4 of 5 on the boys, 14 and over, 50 metres backstroke. Lane 1, Oliver Spalding. Lane 2, Liam Goloski. Lane 3, Jonathan Ventnor. Lane 4, Mika Van Berk. Lane 5, Kaylin Milne. And lane 6, Stuart Pritchard. So come out of the turn. Looks like lane 3 slightly ahead here and Jonathan Ventnor. But coming down fast on the outside is the Moray Feast swimmer. Jonathan Ventnor takes that in 29.01. So we now move on to the final heat, heat 5. Away we go with Heat 5. Lane 1, Sam Kerry. Lane 2, Travis Davis. Lane 3, Evan Davidson. Lane 4, Owen Carroll. Lane 5, Jack Milne. And Lane 6, Mary Pritchard. This should be a really fast heat. We've got some national squad members in this heat, both from the senior and junior teams. So lane 2, just slightly ahead here, but it's fairly tight for the second position. Lane 2 will take this. So Travis takes that in 27:39. So we might move on to event 104, which is the girls 14 and over 50 meters breaststroke. We have 11 heats. We start with heat 1, which has 3 swimmers. So away we go, heat number 1. In lane 2 is Beth Gregg. In lane 3 is Zoe Neve. And lane 4 is Emily Patterson. So this starts us off on the 14 and over, girls 50 meters breaststroke. So as we come up to the first turn, it's lane 4 just slightly ahead. But a good turn by lane 3, pushes out ahead. So it looks like Zoe's now taking the lead. It's coming up to the final 5-6 meters. Looks like Zoe in lane 3 will take this one. So Zoe from Kinross takes the first heat. Great swimming by all 3 girls there as we now exit the pool and we move on to heat number 2, which brings us 4 swimmers. So where we go on heat number 2. In lane 2 we have Joanna Garden-Lockett. We have in lane 3 we have Katie Leonard. In lane 4 Lily Hunter. And lane 5 Emma Bolt. So as they head up towards the turn, it's lane 4 and 5. And it looks like lane 4 just got slightly ahead there on the turn. We can see lane 3 is not too far behind them. And it's lane 4 in terms of Lily that's out here in front. As we come into under the flags for the final piece, it looks like Lily in lane 4 will take this in 46:19. We now move on to heat number 3, and we have 6 swimmers. So away we go with heat number 3. In lane 1 we've got Darcy Reed. In lane 2 Olivia Carrier. In lane 3 Anna Faith Scott. In lane 4 Ella Jarrett. In lane 5 Hannah Bringan. And lane 5 Alana Grunberg McKenzie. So it looks like lane 6 takes that on the turn, and possibly lane 1 just behind them. And looks like we've got an outside break here in lane 1. So it looks like Darcy Reed's breaking away to get this one, but closely behind is a Blair Gowrie swimmer in lane 6. So Darcy Reed takes that, followed by lane 6. Now move on to heat number 4. Girls, if you squeeze the pool by the nearest side, you can leave the pool. Okay, away we go with heat number 4. We've got Maeve Packerman, we've got Kim Russell in lane 2, we've got Joanna Norris in lane 3, Rachel Kennedy in lane 4, Rona Mason in lane 5, and Cara Jones in lane 6. So as they come up to the first turn, it's a Perth swimmer in lane 2, closely followed by the outside swimmer Cara Jones from DCA. But it looks like Kim Russell's got this one. But it could be anybody's position coming in now for who's going to take the second place. Looks like it's going to be lane 6. So Kim Russell takes that heat in 39.11. Now move on to heat number 5. Away we go with heat number 5. In lane 1 is Katie Fraser, in lane 2 is Claire Gilmore, in lane 3 is Charlotte Chadwick, in lane 4 is Grace McCall, in lane 5 is Kira Beattie, and lane 6 is Caitlin Fly. So it looks like lane 5 is coming up to the turn first, closely followed by lane number 3. Lane 3 is taking this one out. So it looks like Charlotte's going to take this one, closely followed by the St Thomas swimmer in lane 5. So Charlotte Chadwick takes that from Kinross in a time of 40:31. Okay, away we go. Heat number 6. Lane 1 is Kirsten Kelly. Lane 2 is Lara Pert. Got no swimmer in lane 3. Lane 4 is Barbara Antos. Lane 5 is Anna Easton. And lane 6 is Orla Frati. So as they come up to the turn, it's a DCA swimmer in lane 5. It's first to the turn. And she's still out there in terms of lane 5. There's strong swimming coming back there from the St Thomas swimmer in lane 4. So Anna takes that in a time of 40:83. We now move on to heat number 7. Okay, heat number 7, lane 1, Taylor McKenzie. Lane 2, Daphne Tomoski. Lane 3, Caitlin Downey. Lane 4, Caitlin Wickham. Lane 5, Chloe McLean. And lane 6, Ella Wood. So it looks like the magic of lane 5 is continuing. As lane 5 first on the turn, closely followed by lane 6. This looks like it could be a tight one to the finish. It looks like lane 5 is just slightly ahead. This could come down to a fingertip on the wall between lane 5 and 6. And lane 6 on the outside takes that. From Forfar, Ella from Forfar takes that in a time of 40:74. We now move on to heat number 8. Away we go with heat number 8. In lane 1 is Ellie Kennard. Lane 2 is Diane Kelly. Lane 3 is Grace Payne. Lane 4 is Holly Blundell. Lane 5 is Caitlin Tang. And lane 6 is Harriet Wheeler. And it's lane 5 and Caitlin Tang who's taken this one out right from the start. Caitlin's ahead here, but it could be interesting for the second place behind. There's a real race played out between lane 3 and lane 4. So Caitlin takes that heat in 37.84. Now moving to heat number 9. Away we go with heat number 9. Lane 1, Simone Finlayson. Lane 2, Lindsay McNally. Lane 3, Taylor Smith. Lane 4, Rose McLean. Lane 5, Anna Campbell. Lane 6, Laura Elder. So as we come up to the first turn, look like Rose McLean in lane 4 is taking it on the turn. So come out of the turn, it's definitely between lanes 3 and 4. And over in lane 1, got a bit of a race on our hands here. As we come underneath the flags, it looks like neck and neck between lanes 3 and 4. And lane 3 takes that on the glide. Taylor Smith takes that in 37.74. Away we go with heat 10 of 11. In lane 1 is Amy Link. Lane 2, Zara Dennison. Lane 3, Elise Cousins. Lane 4, Lucy McPartland. Lane 5, Gabriella Winton. And lane 6, Caroline Ray. Fairly tight as we come up to here. Looks like Elise has taken that in lane 3 on the turn. But behind that, there's a race on. There's a race on for second place between lanes 2, 4 and 5. So Elise Cousins takes that in 34.97. So we might move on to heat 11, which is the final heat of the girls 14 and over 50 meters breaststroke. Away we go with the last heat. In lane 1 is Scarlett Ferris. Lane 2 is Fern Crichton. Lane 3 is Martha Reeves. Lane 4 is Lucy Stoves. Lane 5 is Emily McGee. And lane 6 is Emily Cummins. So it looks like a really tight race as we come up to the turn. Looks like it's between 4 and 5 on the turn. We'll see what happens on the final length. So this looks really tight as it's coming up to the final length. Right across lanes 2 to 4. It could be anybody to take this. It looks like lane 5 took that at the post. So Emily McGee took that. So we now move on to the now exciting bit you've all been waiting for to get back into the water. We now move on to some relays. It's an opportunity for you to cheer on your team. So we start with the boys. 10 to 75 group. 200 meters freestyle relay. We've got two sets of heats on this. So in the first heat, we have in lane 1, we have Carnoustie A. Montrose in lane 2, St Thomas in lane 3, Dundee Aquatics C in lane 4, lane 5 we've got Moray Fife B, and lane 6 we've got Dundee Aquatics D. So this is an opportunity to get behind your team, so make sure you cheer them as they go through this on the relays. So as we start, it looks like lane 3 and St Thomas have taken this out strong on the first 25 metres. They're going to be first up to the first changeover in lane 3. Closely followed by Montrose in lane 2 and Dundee City Aquatics in lane 4, not too far behind that. So St Thomas now about quarter of a length lead over this as DCA now start to catch up with Montrose. Yeah, so it looks like St Thomas as they come up to the next changeover in lane 3, but it looks like we could have a race on in second place with Dundee City Aquatics now taking ahead of Montrose as they come up to the turn in lane 4. Followed by St Thomas. St Thomas are now coming up to their final changeover. But on the outside here in lane 6, we've got in lane 6 and 5, it looked like to have a bit of race going on there as well. But it's Thomas that look like they've wrapped this relay up. DCA currently in second place. As St Thomas come down the final straight in lane 3 to wrap this one up. So St Thomas take that in a time of 1:56.06. Looks like DCA are going to take this one in the second place. It looks like Montrose will be the ones coming in here. But we do have a race on for fourth place between lanes 5 and 6 between Moray Fife and DCA. DCA look to be taking this in the final meters of the race. So fantastic swimming there. So we might move on to heat 2 of 2 of the boys relay, freestyle relay. So in lane 2 for this one we have Perth City B. In lane 3 we have DCA A. In lane 4 we've got Perth City A. In lane 5 we've got Kinross A. And lane 6 we've got Dundee City A. Times on paper here are quite tight, so this could be an interesting relay. Okay, away we go. We have Perth City B in lane 2, Dundee City Aquatics A in 3, Perth City A in lane 4, Kinross A in lane 5, and Dundee City Aquatics in B. Down the first 25, it's neck and neck between lanes 3 and 4, between Travis and Jonathan. That is literally neck and neck on the takeover between Dundee and Perth, as they come up to the next meterage. But also behind that is a race playing out. Neck and neck over the first 25 of the second swimmer. There's a much better turn by the DCA swimmer, but the Perth swimmer coming back hard. So Dundee are just slightly ahead with Perth. So Perth swimmer now looking to take it on the turn. It's neck and neck over the turn. So DCA swimmer just takes on the turn, but the Perth swimmer's coming back down now quite hard, and Perth swimmer's slightly ahead as we go into the final swimmer. There's both Dundee and Perth neck and neck on this, but behind that we've got a race on between Perth B and Dundee City Aquatics B as well. It looks like Perth has got a good length now ahead, a body length ahead of this as they bring it into the final. So Perth City take this, followed by DCA. But it looks like DCA B will be next. Great swimming there, boys. Well done. But we have a disqualification in lane 4. So we might move on to event 106, which is the girls 200 metres relay. We've got two heats. In lane 1, we have Moray Fife B. In lane 2, we've got Forfar A. In lane 3, we've got Moray Fife A. In lane 4, St Thomas B. And lane 5, Carnoustie A. So away we go with the girls' relay. So it looks like St Thomas are first off the blocks and out of this down the first 25. Closely by Moray Fife. So neck and neck on the turn. And not too far behind that is Forfar. As they come out of the turn, we'd definitely say it's between 3 here. As Moray Fife start to stretch a bit of a lead, about an arm's length. As they come up to the first turn. So Moray Fife has stretched out a bit of a lead here, but it looks like St Thomas have had a fantastic turnover. And St Thomas now take the lead. So St Thomas have stretched out off that turn. And we can also see in lane 2 that Forfar are making a move now. They've moved up into second. So we come up to the next changeover. So St Thomas first in the water, followed by Forfar and Moray Fife. So St Thomas ahead here, but it looks like Moray Fife and Forfar are fairly neck and neck as they come up to the turn. With St Thomas pulling ahead here. And it looks like a great turn by Forfar in lane 2 as they come up to the final changeover. There's about half a body length between St Thomas and Forfar now, and Moray Fife still in with this. As the St Thomas swimmer goes, Forfar followed by Moray Fife. This could all be down to the last 2 lengths. It looks like as we come up towards the turn, it'll be St Thomas on the turn, closely followed by Forfar. But now Forfar come out of the turn. So it's all going to be down to the last 10 metres between St Thomas and the Forfar swimmer in lane 2. It's virtually neck and neck as they go under the flags. And it's lane 4 that just takes that. Hundredths of a second within that. Great swimming, guys. So well done to Forfar. Take that in 2:08.73. Closely followed by St Thomas. We might move on to heat number 2. In lane 1 we have St Thomas A. In lane 2 we have Perth City B. Lane 3 Dundee City Aquatics A. Lane 4 Perth City A. Lane 5 Dundee City Aquatics B. And lane 6 Kinross A. So away we go with the final heat of the girls' relay. So as we go down, it's DCA that have taken a slight lead on the first 15 metres as we come up to the turn. So DCA out of the turn fast, closely followed by Perth City B. So Dundee City A first of the turn, followed by Perth B. And then followed by Perth A. So Dundee have got about a body length here, but then it's a race on between Perth City A and B behind that. So Perth City A and B sitting behind Dundee have now got a healthy lead as they go into the third changeover. And Perth City A just breaking ahead. So Dundee City Aquatics ahead here of Perth City. And then it's a race on between the Dundee and Perth teams behind that, who are neck and neck on the turns and 3 and 4. So Dundee come up to their final changeover. Good 2 body lengths ahead, and Perth City coming now with their A team, closely followed by their B team. And then Dundee City Aquatics B. Looks like Dundee City Aquatics are wrapping this one up with about 2 body lengths ahead, closely followed by Perth City A, and Perth City B not too far behind that. And then we've got a race on as Perth City B finish. So that concludes the first round of the relays. We've got some more relays later on in the programme. Cracking swimming by everybody there, thank you very much. We now move on to event 107, which is the boys 10 to 13 year olds 50 metres butterfly. And we've got 6 heats, and the first heat we've got 3 swimmers. And we've got a disqualification in the freestyle relay. So lane 4, Perth City A were disqualified. Okay, away we go. Heat number 1 of the boys 10 to 13, 50 metres butterfly. In lane 2 we've got Harry Leonard. In lane 3 we've got Robbie Murphy. In lane 4 we've got Connicky Adam. So as we come up to the turn, it's fairly neck and neck between lanes 3 and 4. Let's give these youngsters a cheer on, because this might be the first time that they're swimming a 50 metre butterfly race. So as we're coming up towards the flags, this is fairly neck and neck. So this could be anybody's race. Oh, really tight race as we come in there. Taking it in lane 1 is the Perth City swimmer. We now move on to heat number 2, of which we've got 6 swimmers. Away we go, heat number 2, the 10 to 13-year-old boys 50 metres butterfly. In lane 1 is Ross Allen. In lane 2 is Joe van der Berk. In lane 3 is Robbie Phillips. In lane 4 is Taylock Adam. In lane 5 is Hallie Riddler. And lane 6 is Fergus Manwaring. So as we come up to the turn, superb swimmer in lane 4, closely followed by the Dundee City Aquatic swimmer in lane 2. It looks like the Dundee City Aquatic swimmer's now taking the lead just over the last 5 or so metres. And Dundee City Aquatics swimmer takes this, closely followed by the Perth City swimmer. So Joel van der Bert takes that in a time of 41.90. Now move on to heat number 3, and we have 5 swimmers in this heat. So heat number 3 underway. Well, the boys 10 to 13, 50 metres butterfly. In lane 1 is Jackson Olivey. Lane 2 is Gavin Aitchison. Lane 3 is Jake Anderson. Lane 4, Fraser Dow. And lane 5, Harry Martin. So as we come up to the turn on the 25, it's lane 4 just ahead. So Fraser Dow just ahead. Closely followed by lane 3. And coming down fast is lane 2 and 1. But as we come up to the final 5 metres, it's lane 4 and Fraser Dow takes this in a time of 40.51. Okay, away we go with heat number 4 of the boys 10 to 13 metres, 50 metre butterfly. And lane 1 is William Primrose, and lane 2 is Cameron Duncan, and lane 3 is Theo Preta. Lane 4 is Finlay Bruce, and lane 5 is Callum Mackenzie, and lane 6 Johnny Martin. So it's the 2 Perth swimmers that are out in front. So lane 5, Callum is just ahead of his teammate Finlay. So Callum takes this in lane 5 in a time of 35.87. So away we go, heat number 5 for the boys 50 metres butterfly. In lane 1 is Ewan Webster. In lane 2 is Matthew Pogowski. Lane 3 is Alex McGregor. Lane 4 is Matthew Kenny. Lane 5 is Callum McDonald. And lane 6, Cameron Miller. So out of the first turn, looks like lane 3 is slightly ahead here. So Alex McGregor slightly ahead. It looks like in lane 1 and Ewan Webster. So Alex McGregor takes this, but it could be tight for 2, which Ewan Webster takes. So Alex McGregor takes this in a time of 35.98. Now move on to heat 6, the final heat of the boys 10 to 13 50 metres butterfly. Okay, away we go with heat number 6. Lane 1, Kleb Simpson. Lane 2, Corey Phillip. Lane 3, Jensen Norris. Lane 4, Ewan Weir. Lane 4, Ross Hutchinson. And lane 6, Thomas Pritchard. So fairly tight as we go through the first turn. And the turn looks like lane 3 maybe just slightly ahead. So it looks like lane 3, Jensen Norris is going to take this, closely followed by lane 2 and Corey Phillips. So Jensen Norris takes that in a time of 30.07. So that completes the boys 10 to 13-year-old 50 metre butterfly. We now move on to the girls event 108, which is the girls 10 to 13-year-olds 50 metre freestyle. And we have 10 heats. So we now move on to the girls' event 108, which is the girls 10 to 13-year-olds 50 metres freestyle. And we move on to our first heat, which has 5 swimmers. So off we go with heat number 1. In lane 1 is Isla Black, lane 2 is Lizzie Ferris, lane 3 is Eleanor Campbell, lane 4 is Emily Story, and lane 5 Anna Healy. So this looks fairly neck and neck across the pool as we come up to the first to the turn. And coming out of that in lane 2 is Lizzie Ferris. So it looks like Lizzie Ferris is going to take this for DCA in lane 2. So Lizzie Ferris takes that in a time of 33.79. We now move on to heat number 2, of which we've got 6 swimmers. Okay, away we go with heat number 2 of the girls 10 to 13 50 metres freestyle. In lane 1 we've got Jasmine Higgins, in lane 2 we've got Amy Shaw, in lane 3 we've got Natalie McGregor, lane 4 Eve Rankin, lane 5 Isla Hannah, and lane 6 Christina Sloan. So it's fairly even as they come out of the turn. Looks like we have 4 swimmers that are virtually length here, but it looks like the Murray Thief swimmer in lane 1 maybe just starting to break away. But the Perth swimmer in lane 5 as well coming back. So this is going to be between, looks like the Perth swimmer in lane 5 will take this, which they do. So Isla Hannah takes this. So actually correction there, Jasmine Higgins takes that in lane 1 of a time of 36.41. So we now move on to heat number 3, and we've got 6 swimmers in this heat. So away we go with heat number 3 of the girls 50 metre freestyle. In lane 1 is Serena Curley, lane 2 is Lola Collin, lane 3 is Barry McNeil, lane 4 is Daisy Lumen, lane 5 is Erin Wigman, and lane 6 is Shona Davis. So out of the turn fast is lane 5 in terms of Erin Wickham, but over on the far side in lane 1. So between lane 1 and lane 5. Looks like lane 5 is just slightly ahead through the flags. So Erin Wickham takes that in lane 5 in a time of 34.07. Okay, we'll now move on to heat number 4 of the girls 50 metres freestyle. In lane 1 is Sarah Gladson. Lane 2 is Grace Renfrew. Lane 3 is Eva Warburton. Lane 4 is Cara McNahon. Lane 5 is Sky Petrie. And lane 6 is Isla Davis. So it's the middle 2 lanes. Out of the turn, lanes 3 and 4. So the 4 fire and DCA swimmer. Looks like Eva here from 4 fire is going to take this one out. So Eva takes this in a time of 32.99. Might move on to heat number 5, of which we've got 6 swimmers. Okay, away we go with heat number 5. In lane 1, Katie Robertson. Lane 2, Sadie Faulkner. Lane 3, Sophia Clark. Lane 4, Libby Wallace. Lane 5, Eva Rennie. And lane 6, Megan Story. So it looks like we've got lanes 3 and 4 here. 3 is now starting to break away. The Murray Fee swimmer. As we come into the final few metres, it's the Murray swimmer in lane 3 that's going to take this. So Sophia Clark takes that in a time of 32.75. Now we move on to heat number 6, and we have 6 swimmers. So away we go with heat number 6. In lane 1 is Zara Kidd. In lane 2 is Molly Brown. We have no swimmer in lane 3. Lane 4 is Amber Donishi. And lane 5 is Isla Shepherd. And lane 6 is Lottie Fleck. So out of the turn, looks like it could be the 2 outside swimmers. So it looks like it's the 2 DCA swimmers racing on the 2 outside lanes. It looks like lane 1 takes this. So we might move on to heat number 7. And we have 6 swimmers in this heat. So where we go, heat number 7. In lane 1, Annie Mackenzie. In lane 2, Erin Livy. In lane 3, Emil McLeod. In lane 4, Emily Thompson. In lane 5, Grace McKay. In lane 6, Emily Sloan. So as we come up to the turn, it's lane 2 that looks out on the first out of the turn. So Erin, the DCA swimmer, closely followed by the Perth 2 swimmers in the middle. So Erin takes that in a time of 32.83. We now move on to heat number 8. Away we go with heat number 8. In lane 1 is Ella Thompson. Lane 2 is Valerie Kemp. Lane 3 is Olivia Dargy. Lane 4 is Molly Rose McTaggart. And lane 5 is Kelsey Mann. And lane 6 is Eleanor Sanderson. So it looks like lane 5 slightly ahead here as we're coming down to the final bit. But behind that there's a race on. And it looks like probably second place is going to go between lanes 1 or 2. So lane 5 takes that in a time of 32.07. And a very tight place between the two Perth swimmers and for second and third. Away we go, heat number 9 of 10 for the girls 10 to 13 50 metres breaststroke. Lane 1, Katie Smart. Lane 2, Eva Cowlin. Lane 3, Abigail Thompson. Lane 4, Manron Shrembre. Lane 5, Julia Walker. And lane 6, Juliet Kidd. So fairly tight as they come out of the turn. Looks like the Perth swimmer in lane 4 is slightly ahead. But there's a battle on between lanes 3 and 4. Ooh, that's a really tight. So DCA swimmer Abigail takes that in lane 1, in lane 3 of a time of 32.08. We now move on to the final heat of the girls 10 to 13 year olds 50 metre freestyle. Okay, away we go with heat number 10. In lane 1 is Riley McIntosh. Lane 2 is Isla Petrie. In lane 3 is Isla Gilmeri. In lane 4 is Phoebe Sampson. Lane 5 is Isla Kidd. And lane 6 is Sophia Falone. So starting to step up the lead here is lane 3. Starting to get a body length ahead, but then behind that there's a battle on going for second place. So Swyla Gilmary takes that in lane 3 in a time of 29.18. And there's a disqualification in that last heat. So we now move on to event 109, which is the boys 14 and over, 50 metres butterfly. We have 5 heats, and in the first heat we have 5 swimmers. Okay, this is the start of event 109, which is the boys 14 and over, 50 metres butterfly. Lane 1, Finn Bannerman. Lane 2, Murray Hopkins. Lane 3, Hayden Sterling. And lane 4, we have Jed Borowski. And lane 5, Duncan Crichton. So failing neck and neck across the middle of the pool. But it looks like out the turn, the lane 2 swimmer. Murray is starting to take out the lead here, but very tight behind that. So Murray Hopkins takes that in lane 2 in a time of 33.06. We now move on to heat number 2, of which we've got 6 swimmers. Okay, heat number 2, the boys 14 over 50 metres butterfly. Lane 1, Tom Kelly. Lane 2, Kane Buchanan. Lane 3, Connor Brearley. Lane 4, Rory Webster. Lane 5, Callum Brown. And lane 6, Will Shepherd. So as they come out of the turn, it looks like Kane Buchanan in lane 2, starting to spike a lead here. Closely followed by Will Shepherd on the outside. So that's really close there. So Kane Buchanan takes that in 29.09. Now move on to heat number 3. So heat number 3, Liam Gnorski in lane 1. Lane 2, Oliver Spalding. Lane 3, Adam Phillips. Lane 5, Sam Kerry. And lane 6, Andrew Ventnor. So fairly neck and neck as they all come out the wall. This is fairly tight race across the top 3. With lane 6 coming through fast at the end as well. This is going to be very tight to the wall. And Liam takes that in a time of 29.56. We now move on to heat number 4. Away we go, heat number 4. Lane 1, Stuart Bennett. Lane 2, Mika Van Berk. Lane 3, Cameron Mitchell. Lane 4, Mary Pritchard. Lane 5, Owen Carroll. And lane 6, Kaylin Milne. So it looks like lane 4 is first out the turn. So it looks like Mary Pritchard in lane 4 from Perth's got a good body length ahead here. But it could be very tight for who comes in on second place. So Mary Pritchard takes that in a time of 26.62. So away we go with heat number 5, the fastest heats. In lane 1 we've got Lewis Hunter, lane 2 Travis Davey, lane 3 Evan Davidson, lane 4 Jack Milne, lane 5 Jonathan Ventnor, and lane 6 Sam Harrison. So they're out of the turn. So lane 2 and 3 slightly ahead here. It looks like lane 3 is going to pull it in. So Evan Davison takes that in a time of 26.82. We now move on to event 110, which is a 14 and over girls 50 meters freestyle, and we have 10 heats. So here we go, we're heat number 1 of the girls 14 over 50 metres freestyle. In lane 1 is Katie Leonard. In lane 2 is Ola Farty. In lane 2 is Amel Wadinsky. Lane 4 is Caitlin Morton. In lane 5 is Kirsten Kelly. And lane 6 is Beth Gregg. So across the middle lanes 2 to 5, it's fairly neck, but we're now starting to see a breakout in lane 3. Although we're seeing lane 5 coming back strong. So lane 3 takes this, Amelia takes this in a time of 34.89. Now move on to heat number 2, of which we've got 6 swimmers. So here we go, heat number 2. In lane 1 is Emma Bolt, and lane 2 is Ina Johnson, and lane 3 Katie Fraser, and lane 4 Zoe Neve, and lane 5 Ailey Jarrett, and lane 6 Olivia Kerry. So out of the turn it looked like lane 3 has picked up a slight lead here, just over lanes 4 and 6. But lane 6 coming through strong at the end. So Katie Fraser takes that in lane 3 in a time of 32.79. I'll move on to heat number 3, of which we have 6 swimmers. So heat number 3, lane 1 is Cara Jones, lane 2 is Zara Dennison, lane 3 is Caitlin Wigham, lane 4 is May Pakavan, lane 5 is Grace McCall, and lane 6 is Kira Beattie. So to come out the turn, it's the outside lane 1 was slightly ahead. So Cara Jones from DCA, her teammate in lane 3 and Caitlin is coming through strong as well towards the finish. So very tight finish there. And Cara Jones took that in lane 1 in a time of 31.35. Now move on to heat number 4. So away we go, heat number 4, the girls 50-metre freestyle, and lane 1 is Rona Mason, lane 2 is Charlotte Chadwick, and lane 3 is Joanna Norris, and lane 4 is Caitlin Downey, and lane 5 is Claire Gilmore, and lane 6 is Darcy Reid. So it looks like Darcy Reid was the first through the turn. And it looks like Darcy Reid's ahead of here for the swimmer in lane 2. In terms of Charlotte, looks like Darcy Reid is going to take this on the outside lane in lane 6 and a time of 30.65. So we now move on to heat number 5. Okay, away we go, heat number 5. Lane 1, Michaela Reid. Lane 2, Ella Wood. Lane 3, Diane Kelly. Lane 4, Barbara Antos. Lane 5, Caitlin Fry. And lane 6, Ruby McIntyre. So, first through the turn looks like lane 3. So it's now lane 4 that's now taking the lead. And just starting to come ahead is lane 2. But it looks like the St Thomas swimmer's going to stretch this out to take this in lane 4. So Barbara takes this in a time of 31:11. Away we go, heat number 6. In lane 1, Leah Pert. Lane 2, Rachel Kennedy. Lane 3, Carolyn Ray. Lane 4, Taylor McKenzie. Lane 5, Grace Payne. And lane 6, Ella Kennard. So as they come out of the turn, looks like the Murray Fife swimmer in lane 4 is slightly ahead of a counterpart in lane 3. This could be neck and neck towards the finish between the two Murray Fife swimmers. And it's Caroline in lane 3 that takes that at a time of 31:04. Now move on to heat number 7. Okay, away we go, heat number 7. Lane 1, Simone Finlayson. Lane 2, Kim Russell. Lane 3, Harriet Wheeler. Lane 4, Chloe McLean. Lane 5, Deborah Tomotsky. And lane 7, Alana Grunberg-McKenzie. So out of the turn, it looks like the DCA swimmer in lane 4, slightly ahead of the pack. Got virtually a body length now as we come in, but it's going to be really neck and neck for the second, third. So Chloe takes this in lane 4 in a time of 29:63. Okay, away we go, heat 8. In lane 1 is Holly Blundell. Lane 2 is Emily McGee. Lane 3 is Anna Easton. Lane 5 is Gabriella Winton. And lane 6 is Taylor Smith. So fairly even as they come into the turn. As they come out of the turn, it looks like lane 2 slightly got half a body length through, but lane 3 is now coming back strong. And it's neck and neck from the St Thomas swimmers down here. So Emily McGee takes that in lane 2 in a time of 29.97. So we now move on to heat 9, which is an all Perth City heat. So here we go, heat number 9, which is an all Perth City heat. Lane 1, Caitlin Tang. Lane 2, Catherine Bailey. Lane 4, Lucy McPartland. Lane 5, Fern Crichton. And lane 6, Rose McLean. As they come up to the turn, it looked like Fern Crichton had the turn. As they're coming down now, the final straight is between Fern Crichton and Catherine Bailey. It looks like Fern will have this. So Fern takes that, followed by Catherine Bailey. So Fern takes that in a time of 28.20. We now move on to the final heat, which is heat 10. So the final heat of the girls 14 and over, 50 metres freestyle. Lane 1, Martha Reeves. Lane 2, Morven Adams. Lane 3, Elise Cousins. Lane 4, Scarlett Ferris. Lane 5, Emily Cummins. And lane 6, Lucy Stoves. So fairly neck and neck as they come through the turn. So it looks like in lane between lane 3 and 4 here, between Scarlett and Elise. Looks like Elise is just ahead, closely followed by Scarlett. So Elise takes that in a time of 26.83. We now move on to event 111, which is the mixed 10 and over 200 metres medley relay. And we have 3 heats for this. In the first heat we have Dundee City Aquatics A, Kinross B, Kinosty A, and Dundee Aquatics B. So it's a good opportunity to cheer your team on, as you did with the older swimmers earlier on. So away we go with event 111, which is the mixed 10 and over 200 meter medley relay. So we start with the backstroke on the medley. It looks like lane 5. So DCAB have made a strong start here, closely followed by Carnoustie as we come up to the first turn. And Carnoustie made a bit of a catch up there on the turn, but DCA are about now powering away with a body length ahead as we get ready to the first changeover. So DCA away for the first changeover in terms of DCAB, closely followed by Carnoustie, Kinross and DCAA. Now onto the breaststroke leg. With DCA now a good distance here, but obviously Kinross has now powered up into third. As DCA come up for the changeover in lane 5, with Kinross now making movements up onto Carnoustie, closely followed by Dundee Aquatics. As we move into the butterfly in the third leg, we've now got nearly a length ahead, but we could have a race on when we go into the butterfly here between Carnoustie and Kinross. So it's DCA well out here, but actually a very strong butterfly swim coming in here from the Carnoustie swimmer, just managing to keep ahead of the Kinross swimmer in lane 3. It's a DCA B swimmer, now comes in lane 5. Changeover done for the final leg, but we've got a good race on here for second place in this relay heat with Carnoustie and Kinross. Looks like Kinross is going to get the changeover into the freestyle. So as DCA start to bring this home now on the final length, it's all about second and third place in this heat between Kinross and Carnoustie. It's virtually neck and neck as they go through the turn. I think the Kinross swimmer is slightly ahead there. So it's literally neck and neck now as we come through to the final bit, as they come under the flags. It's stroke for stroke into the final piece. And who's going to get this? I think that's going to be on the timing board. It's difficult to tell from up here. So as we wait for the results to come through, so lane 2 was disqualified in that event, and in first place was obviously DCA, followed by Carnoustie, and then followed by Kinross, but very little in it, just a few hundredths of a second between Kinross and Carnoustie there. Great relay race. We now move on to heat number 2, of which we've got 6 teams in this. In lane 1 we've got Dundee Aquatics A. In lane 2 we've got Perth City A. In lane 3 we've got Dundee City Aquatics B. In lane 4 we've got Kinross A. In lane 5 we've got Kinross. And then in lane 6 we've got Perth City. So we've got a mix of age groups in this. So in lanes... So where we go with heat 2, we've got a mix of age groups in this. In lanes 3 and 4 we've got the 15-year-old age group. Lanes 1, 2 and 5 is 13, and lane 6 is 11. So Kinross taking this out, but over on the far side also Dundee City Aquatics in the younger age group, just slightly ahead by a stroke. As we go to the first changeover. And then between lanes 2 and 5 in the 13 age group is fairly close as well behind that. As we move on to the breaststroke legs, with Kinross slightly ahead of Dundee City Aquatics at this stage. And in the other age group, I think Kinross are just slightly ahead of Perth City. And the Dundee City Aquatics A 13-year-olds on the far side, leading this all out against their older counterparts in the middle, in lanes 3 and 4. As Dundee City Aquatics still ahead here, with Kinross look like they've moved into second place against the other Dundee City Aquatics B. But Dundee City Aquatics in lane 1 are a good 3-4 metres ahead now of Kinross on the butterfly. So Dundee City Aquatics A 13-year-olds are well and truly away, but in the 15-year-olds it's Kinross that are away now. They've pulled up a big lead there. As Dundee City Aquatics are bringing this piece in, as the 11 age group for Perth City now takes their final leg. This is really tight to the end as it comes through. And it looks like the Perth City 13 took it over the 15-year-olds there from Kinross. And the Perth City 11-year-olds, the youngest relay team in here, coming in, racing against two older age groups. So well done Perth City youngsters there. We now move on to the final heat of this morning. So we've got 6 relay teams in here. So in lanes 3 and 4 we've got in lanes 3 we've got Perth City A, which is 17 and overs, and we've got lane 4, which is Dundee City Aquatics 17s and overs. Then all the others are 15 age groups. So lane 1 is Perth City 15, lane 2 is DCA 15, and then 5 is St Thomas 15-year-olds, and 6 is Moray Fife 16-year-olds. So away we go with the final heat of this morning. So in the middle of the pool, we've got the 17-year-olds in lanes 3 and 4 between Perth and Dundee, and then the rest of them are 15-year-olds. So on the backstroke, it's neck and neck. Perth just look like they've got a slight arm length ahead here, but the Moray Fife 15-year-olds are leading the pack on the 15-year-olds behind that. As we head off on the second element of the medley relay, onto the breaststroke. It's neck and neck between Perth and Dundee City Aquatics. The Murray Fee 15-year-olds just ahead of the Perth, the Dundee City Aquatics 15-year-olds. On the breaststroke here for Perth City 17-year-olds, it looks like they're ahead now by virtually a body length. As they move on to the butterfly leg. But now the Dundee City Aquatics have just taken over the Murray Fee on the 15-year-olds. On the fly here is neck and neck between the 17-year-olds as they get to the turn. This is so close between the 17-year-olds. And the Dundee City Aquatics are now powering ahead on the younger age group. So Dundee City Aquatics now look like they've got virtually a body length ahead on the fly. As we now go into the final length. 2 lengths of the freestyle for the 17-year-olds. On the 15-year-olds, Dundee City Aquatics are ahead just of Murray Fee. On the turn now on the 17-year-olds. It's now down to the last 20 metres. It's neck and neck between Perth and DCA, so cheer your team on. It's hand stroke to hand stroke as they come underneath the flags, and it looks like Perth City take that. And on the 15-year-olds coming in beneath that, it'll be DCA will take that. But there's a race on at the very last piece between Murray Fee and Perth City on the outside, and Perth City coming second. With Murray Fee finishing third in the 15-year-olds, and St Thomas will follow that in.
Yeah.
So, but the 3-1-up, the team should know.
Yeah.
So that concludes this morning's swimming. Some great swimming there and some fantastic PBs coming through that we're noticing up here on the desk. So well done to all of the swimmers. A big thank you to our officials this morning. If you could just give the officials a round of applause, everybody, just for their effort this morning.